the gyms that we serve, the things that we see at Diamond in the Rough. Some are great. Many of you are doing phenomenal things. And so I want to pause on the front end, and I want to give you all a shout out. I want to applaud you. Those of you, we've got young ladies in this room.
We're live at Diamond in the Rough in the state of our daughter's address.
Young ladies
Dr.
in
Nicole
this
Steele
room
is
who are
opening up.
excelling not just academically, but in social clubs, as athletes, as leaders in our community. We have young ladies in this program that are being hand-selected among their peers to serve on boards, advisory boards, to serve in capacities. We have young ladies in this room who are extremely talented and who are being showcased on stages, not just here locally, but all around, whether it's dancing, whether it's acting, whether it is performing or doing instruments or singing. We have young ladies in here. One of our leaders recently did the national anthem at a major event. So we have young ladies in this room who are shining bright, and we are extremely proud, and we hope that you all will continue to shine with brilliance, not dull your shine, not cowered back, and because you want other people to be comfortable. We want you to walk in your brilliance, and as the theme of our year states, we want you to be unapologetically fierce, fabulous, and favored, because that is how God created you. But the state of our daughter's address is also an opportunity for us to shine light on some other things. While we've got young ladies who are doing great things, we have a lot of young ladies who are suffering, and many young ladies are suffering in silence. Part of what we do here at Diamond in the Rough is to provide a safe space. So you all come out on a weekly basis when you could be doing a lot of different things. I commend you for investing in yourself. I thank all of our dynamic volunteers and mentors. Let's give it up for them. Women who tirelessly come out week after week. And just let me go ahead and reiterate, these ladies do not get paid. They don't get paid. They don't get a paycheck to come here and look at your beautiful face. They are coming out here week after week, year after year. In the name of love. In a labor of love, because they believe in you. But in our cluster program, it is designed to create a safe space where girls can be loved unconditionally, where they can come as they are. It's a place where we can be real. We're part of your village. And so to be able to come here and to know that you're going to get truth in love. Sometimes it hurts. I know you all can attest to that. It's tight, but it's right sometimes. But you know, at Diamond in the Rough, you have an extension of your family. You have people who love you, who want the best for you, and who are cheering you on. Diamond in the Rough is a place where you can grow and learn. It's a place where you can be surrounded by sisters with like minds. Sisters who are going to stretch you and push you into your destiny. Sisters that are going to support you and not break you down. It's a place where you can come and your voice can be heard. We want to teach you how to use your voice, not just within these walls, but out there. It's a place where we're grooming leaders of the next generation. And you all are leading, members of our core leadership that are in here that come twice a month and build community service projects that are winning awards, that are on the front line, sowing into themselves, people who are involved in taking advantage of our Crown's college and career program and doing what they need to do to have a bright future. All of that is what Diamond in the Rough is about. But we would be remiss if we didn't take opportunities to also heighten your awareness. We have an issue here in our city, in our county, in our state, nation, and the world that has now risen to epidemic proportions. We have an issue. Many of you think that you know what this issue is. Some of you have heard about it, but do you really know how close this issue is. I know because I've been working with young people for over 25 years. This is not my first rodeo. This is not many of the women in here, their first rodeo. So we've been in this field for a while, and something is changing. There is a shift that is taking place in our society, and we would be remiss if we did not have you all, share with you all, and make sure that you're aware. So even before we got here, we prayed that the atmosphere would be set. We prayed that the hearts would be ready to receive, that the minds would be open, that there would be no distractions. So let me just pause here. If you have your device, your phone, your distraction mechanism, whatever that is, put it up. Put it up. Put it on vibrate. Don't even put it on vibrate. Put it on silent. Your mama, your daddy, they know you are. They're not here with you, right? Any emergencies, if you have an emergency situation, you can just see one of the ladies in the back and we will help you. But I need everybody's attention today. The information that we're going to be sharing, again, some of you are familiar. Some of you may think you already know, but I want you to listen with fresh ears and with a fresh heart. Parents who are here, I commend you all for coming out, because this issue is something that for many parents, they put their heads in the sand. They think this is an issue that affects other kids. But I'm telling you, from somebody who's been on the front line, somebody who has received calls and have had to pray with parents and hear the stories from girls about what's happening in our schools, what's happening at our malls, what's happening at our skating rinks, what's happening at the clubs and after-school programs right here in neighborhoods in Gwinnett County, greater Gwinnett County. There's an issue that is at, again, epidemic proportions, and the issue is trafficking. Now, when we talk about, I know trafficking is in the news because we're getting ready to welcome the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. And it's not by mistake if you watch television that news reports and you'll see people on the street and churches praying and people passing out information. It's not a hype. It's because the issue is real, and it's because Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia in particular, happens to be one of the hot places. Why is that? It's because Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia in particular, is an international city. We have an international airport. We have at least 3 major highways that come in and out. 20, 75, 85, go from coast to coast, city to city. So people come into Atlanta on a regular basis. And they make orders like you make orders for Grubhub. What do y'all order? You know, Uber Eats. Just like you place an order for Uber Eats to get your American deli or your whatever, your Chinese food delivered, there are people who are making phone calls just like that. And they're ordering girls and boys. You might say, well, this is an issue that is really affecting runaways. That's other people. I'm here to let you know it's an issue that's right here. And it's affecting girls. I want you to look at the young lady on your left and on your right. Just for a moment. It's affecting girls that look just like you. It's affecting girls in your schools, in your community. Some girls that you may know, some girls that you may not know. I really need for you all to understand playtime is over. When you go to the malls, I know we got people in here, and you don't even know who's lurking in plain sight. Plain sight. People think, well, I know what predators look like. I know how they dress, I can spot them, but can you really? Do you really think you know the face of the predator? I just spent this morning alone, the last 20 minutes or so, just pulling some faces of predators. predators. Okay? Let me just tell you about a few of them. This one here was at Fort Valley State University. She was on the news a couple of months ago. An AKA advisor at the local college. So girls who were interested in pledging, who were going to this fine university, who were entrusting people in high position as an advisor, a staff person, look at her face. Little did they know she was recruiting for trafficking. Yeah, here you go to the advisor's office. Here you go to the principal's office. Here you go to the counselor's office. Here you go to somebody who looks safe, who's hired to be in that space, who has the credentials, the education, but lurking in plain sight. This one here, and this is just one of many. You see that? Wife, stepdaughter arrested in what? Pastor's child trafficking case. This is not a one-off. All you got to do is pull it up. Case after case, city after city. People in the church, pastors, leaders, people in the faith community, lurking in plain sight. Here we go. 19-year-old girl, 17-year-old student, all these people were arrested. 20-something-year-old girl, 19 and 20-year-old man. And this is just a few that I pulled up in about 20 minutes. So when you say, I know the face of the predator, do you really? Do you know that there are young people at your school who are grooming, who are watching, who are lurking in plain sight, looking at the way that you carry yourself? Do you carry yourself with confidence? Or do you walk down the hall like this? You know? Are you real needy? Are you on social media? And you're picking out friends of friends. Oh, well, he knows such and such, and he's friends with such and such, and she's a friend, and oh, she's in this group. But do you really know who those people are? And let me tell you, they are patient. They sit back in the cut. Just groom you. Sit back. Kind of, let's see. The tactics, they got plenty. They got plenty of tactics. You know, whether it's being that listening ear, when you want to vent to somebody, and you want to tell them about how your parent ain't this and that. Or if you're looking for somebody who is just wanting to serve you compliments and tell you how beautiful you are. Girl, you look so pretty. Your hair is so cute. You always got it going on, girl. You know, nice. They come in with the nice compliments and making you feel good, filling up your love tank. How about the boyfriends? Talk about the boyfriends. Because I have young ladies who have sat in these seats, right here in Diamond in the Rough, right in these seats, just like you, who've gone to local high schools, have had the boyfriends that, guess what, mama and daddy approves of. We had a young lady in our debutante program who's escort. So a lot of people met him. I met him. Parents met him. He dressed up really well. He smelled really good. He was mannerable. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Yes. Look good on the outside, right? Because they know how to do what they need to do. But little did we know, and little did she know, that once she gave her heart to him, once he earned her trust, that he was actually grooming her. He was grooming her and waiting for a moment to just slowly invite her, because they don't do it like, you know, they look for opportunities. Slowly but surely, he began to ask her things like, you know, why don't you just do a dance for my friends? Why don't you, you know, we here at the party, just show them, you know what you showed me, girl, just do it, right? Because she loves him, she'll do a little dance. And when he sees that she's weak and vulnerable, or she's doing it because she loves him and she just wants to do what's best, then come other propositions, and other propositions, and other propositions. And before you know it, young lady's in too deep. I'm talking about about predators that her parents were aware of. Playtime is over. For the second time, I'm not going to show you because we got some guests here. But I saw a video just this week of a mother, and this is for the parents. A mother whose daughter was dating, and the boyfriend did not have a vehicle. So the mother would transport them to the movies. The mother would transport them all over, as parents do. And kids say, "You're so extra. Why do you want to know my friends?" Because we love you. How about that? How about that? You know, all of the secrets that young people have. I got another story for y'all now. Remind me to come back to secrets. But this mother would drive her daughter and her boyfriend around. She knew him. She approved of him. Until the day the police came knocking at her door with a file. And when she said, "Well, what are you doing? And why is my daughter's boyfriend's name on that file?" The police informs her, "He's a pimp, and he's been trafficking your daughter." How could that be? Her daughter wasn't missing. Her daughter was coming home every day. Her daughter was going to school. Her daughter was doing the things that girls do. Was her behavior a little off? A little bit, but, you know, teenagers. It is strange, right? Little did she know her daughter was being trafficked by a predator, her boyfriend. You talk about secrets. I'll never forget. Got a call at our office in Snellville. And a parent, we got a message from a parent. I'm sorry. Got a message from the parent on a Thursday or Friday. So by the time we got the message and called the parent back on that Monday, that short period of time, the mother was calling because she had heard about Diamond in the Rough and she wanted to get her daughter involved. In that short period of time, just a matter of days, this young lady went to school right up the way, not too far from here, within 10 minutes. Went to school, didn't come home. So as the parents frantically began to wonder where their daughter is, the police come as they make the report. And of course, the police want to know, well, who are your friends? What's your daughter's social media habits? You know what? And because the parents were loving parents, protected parents, parents that were on point, to their knowledge, their daughter didn't have any social media tracks because they allowed her limited access. She didn't have cell phones and all kinds of extra things. But guess what? She was living a lie. Time, precious time rolled by. Hours rolled by as they waited and they worked with officials to try and figure out their daughter's last steps. Finally, after precious hours can be the difference between life and death when it comes to this particular game. Finally, friends, fearful, began to say, well, she actually does have an Instagram account. She really does have a Snapchat account. This is her other, because parents had the knowledge of the one that she put out there that she gave the parents the code to, that was the fake, okay? She had this whole other life. So guess what? The friends began to say, well, actually, this is her profile and so on and so forth. Precious hours that this child was missing because of these secrets. When we talked to the parent, when I talked to the parent on that Monday, the mother was distraught. No longer was she looking for a mentoring program for her daughter. She was looking for her daughter. That should not be anybody's story. I never found out what happened with that girl. And I often wonder, and my children will tell you, when we go to Walmart and when we go to Sam's Club and when we go to these places and you know how you're walking out and you see, have you seen, right? And we walk right past with our groceries, right? Y'all know how we do? started stopping. Because every one of those faces on each one of those 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, have you seen, is somebody's daughter. It's somebody's sister. It's somebody's classmate. Somebody's granddaughter. Somebody's grandson. God forbid I ever look on there and I see somebody that I know. But the reality is the enemy is lurking in plain sight. And so this is bigger than trafficking, because people think trafficking and they think, oh, the movie, what's the movie?
Taken.
Taken, which is a good movie, by the way. Taken, you know, that's not the regular story. That's not the regular story. And the tactics that predators use, it doesn't matter if they traffic you across county lines or to the friend's house next door. The tactics are the same for any kind of unhealthy relationship. So it might not be a trafficker, but you can have a boyfriend or a friend who is using the same tactics to manipulate and control you. Most of you are familiar with this alleged predator. Don't know how many of you have seen, but if you've not, I encourage you to, and I encourage you to watch it with your parents. You might have to take it in little doses because it's a lot. But who is this? R. Kelly. Okay? Brilliant man. Gifted man in terms of music. But the secrets that are alleged against him and the women and girls who he is alleged to have victimized and tricked and manipulated and abused in plain sight for decades. Not for days, for decades. So when you think, oh, I know what a predator looks like, do you really? Do you really? So I invited 2 guests. And before I'll see if I had a clip that I wanted to show you, but before I do that, I want to bring these guests forward. These are 2 longtime supporters of Diamond in the Rough. The first one, and I'm telling you, when I tell you people love you, people you don't even know love you.